We want to look now at trends in the hospitality industry. I caught up with David Kong, CEO of Best Western, which calls itself the world's biggest hotel family. The Best Western brand takes in 4,200 hotels in 110 countries. And David Kong says they are constantly looking for ways to appeal to younger customers, focusing on the millennials. He told me why.
Well, that's true. The millennials are targeted to account for about 1/3 of the travel volume in just the next few years. And if you think about the lifetime value of that segment, the young people who are starting to travel, they have many, many more years to go. So the lifetime value is huge. But we shouldn't be just targeting the millennial segment at the expense of the other segments. So we are really talking about how do we target today's customers.
And what makes you convinced that you're going to convince those customers to stay in your properties as opposed to all of the other competitors out there?
Well, it's always about the experience. It's always about the value. You know, in terms of experience, today's travelers are looking for what's unique and different. They don't want a cookie-cutter experience. So you look for those selfie moments where people actually gonna want to take a selfie and post it on Facebook. And at the same time, they don't want to overpay. So offering good value is always the key.
David, I feel like you may have been tracking me last weekend because I succumbed to taking the selfie as well when I was away visiting the lovely city of Boston. So you are right. You do have to sort of have all of those attractions, but you also have to make it work in an economy that's increasingly volatile, as we have seen in the last few weeks, as well as difficult. People are still stretched. They're counting every penny.
That's absolutely right. And so I think value is always key. And in the States, we have brands like West Elm, and you have brands like IKEA that's around the world. And if you look at why those brands are so successful, I think it's because people pay a good price and they don't feel cheap about the experience. So that's the key. The
key is to making it enjoyable without giving away the fact that they're on a budget. David, we've also seen not only a tough economy, but this global scare of Ebola. It has passengers nervous when they're traveling. Has that impacted your business? Are you worried about that type of event?
Well, obviously, the health and safety of our guests are our utmost concern. So we've been working with our hotels to make sure they are abiding by all health and safety regulations. We have our own cleaning techniques. We want to make sure everyone is trained properly. In terms of the impact on business, we haven't seen it in most parts of the world. Obviously, in Africa, the business is way down. We have about 20 hotels there. It doesn't matter whether you're in West Africa or elsewhere in Africa, the business is just way down. It seems like nobody wants to go.
Yeah, right. And I know there's concern about the lasting impact of that. Where do you see the best opportunity in the world right now? We're worried about a global slowdown. There's not one area, I think, that doesn't have some concern. Where do you see potential?
Well, I think we have to keep in mind that the economy goes in cycles, so what comes down have to come back up. So even in Europe, we're seeing opportunities. Although, you know, parts of Europe are still really struggling and haven't really come out of the recession yet. But nevertheless, right now, I think South America is a huge, huge opportunity. I just came back from visiting Brazil and Colombia and some parts of South America. And I'm really thrilled because the culture, the history, the natural beauty, the food, the wine, just everything about South America is so exciting. And it's really a thriving economy for the most part. So I'm very excited, most excited about South America right now.